Hello, Brother Monroe here. Welcome back to Taskmaster Tuesday and Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. And today, that's another one that I came up with after the discussions after last week, because I got very lucky. I had an enemy who spawned a battleship with 14-inch guns, whereas others, such as Stealth, were extremely unlucky and got 20-inch monsters. So I thought, is there a way, because we can't design the AI ships for them, is there a way we can have a challenge which takes into account what the enemy brings? And this is what I've come up with. So we're allowed to play as any nation in any year, 20,000 meter range, and we're allowed 5 of any type of ship, and we can even use unlock if we want, although I'm personally not going to. And we go up against any other nation, and they have to have an equal year or greater, and they have 5 battleships. So what? Well, the score is that we get this week is the profit we make. So the amount of the dollar value of the ships we sink minus the dollar value of any of our own ships that are sunk, that is our score. So if we design battleships, so I could go for 5 battleships, say, and try and take out the enemy on kind of equal terms. If they spawn $200 million battleships, then I'm going to have a larger score. But obviously it's going to be a harder battle because they're going to have really big, powerful ships. If the AI spawns small ones, so it's a little bit of a luck on the draw. And there's a little bit, but it's very much a luck-based one this time around, and I've tried as best I could to kind of include that. Plus, it's fun. We don't really look at the cost of the enemy ships that much. And there's a few ways you could approach this. You could go battleships. You could go, I don't know, heavy cruisers with lots of torpedoes. Just in case you lose one, then it's not going to cost you as much. I'm going to go very simple. I'm just going to go 5v5. I'm going to go 1940 for both. You might want to do something tricksy, like if you make your ships cheaper, but it's only if you lose them the cost of your ship comes into it. So you could just go for really, really expensive ships in the hope that the AI spawns really expensive ships to match. Anyway, 5 kills for 0 losses is what we're aiming for. We're going to get into the design and we're going to start building. So, as always, I'm really curious to see what the other guys get up to. So, if you're new to Taskmaster, the other competitors are Stealth 17, History Guy Gaming, Spartan Elite 43, and the Serious Strategy Gamer. Sadly, we no longer have Everyday History, but I'm hopefully he'll come back in the not too distant future. I went France because I want to put these enemies down quickly, and I like the French forward-firing approach. That's something that I really like, that type of ship. I'm just wondering what type of gun to go for. You know what? Screw it. Let's go for double 20-inch quads on the front. We're not going to mess about. Not valid. Empty barbette. Really, game? I thought they'd fix this bug. I don't want to spend too much weight on secondaries. Just was it none of those? Maybe one on the back of the ship. I genuinely thought that they'd fix this. Maybe it's crept in with other towers. Could always go with secondary armaments, because is it sort of talking about this one? Yeah, it's talking about that one. So we'll put a 2-inch gun there. A lonely little 2-inch gun, just so it doesn't complain. We've got a massive 4-weight offset. Of course we do. Can I go for the... Is it better or worse with the smaller ship? It's better. So we're going to go for... A near as makes no difference, 80,000 ton ship. How close can I get this without it? Pop it right there. Tucked in nice and close. Because my plan is to go bow in and just blow them out of the water. Hopefully. I might need a gun on the back here just to balance the ship out a bit. 5-inch gun do it? Or an 8-inch gun or something. No, 8-inch is too big. 7. Okay, so I've got that option if I need to balance the ship. Good. Range, we don't care because it's a Taskmaster. We're going to go for diesels. So they're going to take speed. Oil. How fast are we going? 100%. How fast can we go? 20, 28, 27. 28 should be okay. It's fast enough. I'm going to go for 2-pounder super heavies so that we can go through any armour they have. For instance, because we're closing, I can probably get away without acoustics. Pop-out protection. Again, can probably get away with that. Being just single and no anti-torp. Maximum bulkheads. Starting to push it. Okay. Can I go for a 12-12? Just because the armour on these ships can get pretty heavy. Yeah, this is proving a little too much because I really don't want to lose my ships. I tell you what, I'm going to go for 18s rather than 20s. Hopefully the faster rate of fire and the fact that I can outfit a lot more armour. Oh, and I don't need to balance the ship out with a pointless secondary gun. Okay, yeah, we're going to go with 18s then. We'll go for a 12-12-6-6 to start with, and we can armour this thing up a lot more if we want. Out of interest, an 18-inch gun can go through 10,000 meters, really 42 inches of armor. Yikes. Could we go for a 2020? That is a ridiculously heavily armored ship. 2020. What about deck pens? So let's say they're at trying to hit me at about 12. Yeah. So this deck armor will hold up at around 10,000 meters. Longer than that, it's going to struggle. Which is about when our belt armor is going to struggle as well, assuming they're running the exact same amount of guns. Okay. Would it be worth... No, I think I'm okay with that. I'd like more on the turret, though. It's weird to have... Yeah, it's weird to have a turret. So let's go for 18, 18, 18. 18 on the tower, 6 on the turret top. So the minimum armor on the whole thing is 6. Which should pretty much render me immune to secondary fire, I think. And then... the ship in general. I mean, yeah, actually, leave those on 18. I want more of the turrets. Don't want to lose a turret. 20 inches on the turret. 20 inches on the tower. Yeah, we can get 20 inches on the tower. Okay. 20-inch belt extend? No, that's too much. I'll just armor on the tower. Blow it. Confuse the AI with a nearly 40-inch armor on the tower. Okay. The Deauville. So these ships come in at 171 million. So if I lose any, that is how much I will be costing myself in terms of points. Let's go. Okay, they look big-ish. Start, pause. Okay, now the thing is, you don't know the cost until you can identify them, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just break the entire detachment up. And we're going to micro all of the ships individually. Mirabel, ahead. Coran, ahead. Deauville, come to port. Heroine, forwards. Liberté, come to port. And they should all start firing at once. That's so cool. Outstanding. Let's have a look at the enemy ships. Oh, they're going for an older Dreadnought style. Okay. They do have 18-inch guns, though. Well, we'll put them down to the bottom quickly and hope that we don't lose any of our own ships. There is a tiebreaker, but it's probably pretty unlikely it'll come up, and that is the combined structure of the remaining ships out of 500. So if all 5 of your ships are 100%, you get maximum points, but I seriously doubt that'll come up. Scoring a couple of hits on this rearmost ship, which is good. Ooh, okay, they were actually able to do damage. So they're probably using a similar propellant setup to me. Heroine, you took a big hit there. Is that them just getting lucky? Or is that something I should be concerned with? I do not want to lose one of my own ships. Ow. Okay. She's still okay. It hits. Whoa! Bye-bye. Okay, so they might be using something like TNT. High damage, or cordite. High damage, high flash fire chance. Because that did surprise me a little bit. So I ranged the target. Yeah, we're at 16 kilometers. 4. There you go. Armor would have been enough. But apparently not. I thought these were pretty heavily armored ships. Oh! 5 hits on that one. I just don't know if the guys sink them before they can find out the cost. Shouldn't happen. We've started close enough that yeah, we're about halfway through. Ooh, more big hits on the trailing battleship. Of course, any battleships taken out means a reduction in firepower. More serious hits. One more salvo like that, which is toast. Or not. Oh, really? What's all them together? Freya? Okay, we have identification. So, oh, their ship's cost 100. Never mind. So this is going to be a take ship. So my maximum points is going to be 670. So if I kill all of them and I take no damage in return, oh, heroin. I get heroin. I'm going to get you to fall back. Actually, no. I'm going to manually get you to fall back because you're falling back the wrong way. Don't want you taking. Don't want you getting killed. And whilst you can still make a good speed, we're going to try and get the Torgal to take over the hits for you. Meanwhile, just doing damage to the Yoga. Yeah, I kind of intended this as a. Does will profit work as a measure of. Oh, but there goes the Yoga. Will profit work for other Taskmasters? Because that is a way of kind of balancing out the swinginess of the hour. Cordite, there we go. Cordite super heavy, so that's why they're doing so much damage. Yeah, ships go boom. Gato taking quite a few hits there, including I think one of the 6-inch guns, or probably one of the 4-inch guns in the ammo nation. Still trying to get away. Excuse me. I will be back in a moment. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. But yeah, because I've got an easier fight, my score is going to be less. But yeah, I'm thinking maybe for future Taskmasters, we can use profit, or at least like the difference in cost between the ships. It's just a bit of an experiment, and I'm curious to see what the guys come up with for this. I went with Japan, by the way, because I was hoping, especially when I went for 18-inch guns, that they would go for super battleships, but they seem to have gone for, I knew it's 66,000 tons. It's not a Dreadnought 4, is it? I will actually have a look, I'm curious. Right, Tourville, that's what I was expecting. Taking the hits pretty well, as Heroine falls back. Nagato in for a world of hurt. Here we go. Chiyoda, only ship left. They did actually come with torpedoes. 24-inch quintuple deck torpedoes, pretending to be a destroyer apparently. Range 13. Yeah, so not quite in range. Be very interesting to see what happens when we can. Oh my word! When we can build both fleets, that'll be very good. Not going well for the Japanese today, is it? Absolutely soiling yourself if you were a sailor on board this ship. You've just seen all 4 of your sister ships go to the bottom, and just the amount of like chaos. Like the sea looks like it's been boiled basically around the ship. And then you get this eerie silence, and then in the distance you see these flashes and you just know you're in trouble. Ugh. Rather them than me. Oof. I mean, look how high that splash is. That's about 3 times higher than the tower on this ship, which is not a small structure by any means. Like a person would be about this high. That is crazy. Still going though, still firing, thanks to a maximum bulkheads. I didn't actually look at their armour very much. 12-inch belt-ish. Pretty standard armour. Slow. Barbette 1. That won't have helped with those flash fires. Yeah, down she goes. Well, there we go. So, 670 million in enemy ships sent to the bottom. None of my own ships lost. So that is a point score of 670, which I think is probably going to be pretty low. But a fun challenge nonetheless, in my opinion, and I did like this. I do like this type of ship. Anyway, go watch all the other guys' attempts. See what the AI rolled up for them and how they fared. And I'll see you again soon for some more Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Bye-bye.